All right, so before we talk about 2021 and beyond, let's look at the remainder of 2020 because we know there's things still to do. What does Congress have to do during the lame duck session, and how does this election shape how it approaches these must-do items?
So it must fund the government, and there has been an agreement, a longstanding agreement between Majority Leader McConnell and Speaker Pelosi that they weren't going to have a continuing resolution. They would bundle all of the appropriations bills into the so-called omnibus and pass it in the lame duck. So that's the biggest thing they have to do. They have an early December deadline to get that done. There are in every policy area some odds and ends, extenders and things where they want to reauthorize current programs. That's the real work of the Congress. The attention, I think, is on whether it will also be possible to do another stimulus-style bill to support the economy. I think you could argue that the odds have improved for the following reason. If McConnell does it during the lame duck, he's got more votes than he's going to have come January. If Pelosi does it in the lame duck, she's got more votes than she will come January. So both sort of have a little bit of an incentive to move now as opposed to have a weaker hand in the future. President-elect Biden may choose to essentially use his bully pulpit, which is already up and running, to say, hey, they need to do something. That way it's not on his watch, and he gets to start in January with a legislative agenda that's a little freed up from having to deal with the stimulus issue. So I'm betting something like that comes into play. Those forces. I'm not guaranteeing something gets over the finish line. They're really far apart.
Mm-hmm.
Have been for a long time, and everything that I've seen on the Biden side continues to stress how ambitious his agenda is and how big a stimulus he wants. And if Republicans win, the control of the Senate, that's not going to happen. And so he might want to take what he can get on someone else's watch, and then try again big in January. That certainly is prerogative. So we'll see. Those things I'm watching. There's also a handful of issues like surprise medical bills. Lamar Alexander, chairman of the Health Committee, is retiring. This has been one of his issues, he very much would like to see it settled before he goes. They may try to give Lamar his going away gift in the lame duck, and so it's worth keeping an eye on that. That's an issue that couldn't get over the finish line during the course of the year, but maybe the forces will align with a deadline of his retirement. We'll see.